right?
Yes. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Actually, so yeah.
The
Other
needle pulling
than
thread.
uh,
Ah,
uh,
I'm
other
tired. I'm
than
sorry.
that's it's I'm used to it.
So are they. Ah,
Aha. Other than tired, how are you, Dana?
hmm, I don't know. That's the big one.
Takes up all the space.
Uh-huh. It's been a very full day,
Hmm.
but with the not being allowed to pee thing. That was big.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or is that like top secret that you're not allowed to go into details about?
Um, we had a lockdown and it did not go as planned. Fortunately, we didn't have it wasn't an actual like shooter on site type thing, but
Right. It wasn't like yeah.
it was it started when I had a class and then it stopped. And then shortly before I was supposed to go to planning, it started again. So I didn't get to go pee between class and planning. Um, and actually, we went from one class to homeroom, and it started back up in homeroom. Well, I didn't have a chance to go pee between at class change because I had a student who was staying from class into homeroom um, to get a little bit. I wanted to go over something with the student. Okay, get a little bit extra help. Go over that. Send student on to student. Okay, great. That's okay. I can make it through homeroom. And they start the lockdown again. And homeroom gets extended for nearly an hour. Hmm. And I'm just like, so I, buzzed the office, like, can somebody come down and like watch my students? They said, contact administration. Nobody came down. Nobody came down. Nobody came down. I was not happy. I was
Of
like
course not.
legit in pain. And my students are just like not really saying anything, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to keep it like, not wanting to like weird my students out because it's, generally considered something private. Anyway, I opened the door, which you're not supposed to do, and looked out. I'm like, is there anybody here?
I've got to go.
Gotta go. And like finally they said, okay, we're done with the lockdown. I'm just like, I'm out the door. Students are leaving the room behind me. Whereas, we're supposed to let the students out first. And then if we leave, close and lock the door. Well, it's about to be my planning. And there's going to be another class in my room during planning. So I was like,
Right.
I'm just going. Somebody else is going to be here in a minute. I'm out.
Right.
That was not fun. And
No,
like,
I can't imagine it would have been.
no, not so much. Well, good. Let's get under the bookshelf. That is just really interesting. Um, like I was mad about it, but like I tried to think of it, and I was just like, I'm just gonna have to leave, and they're gonna fire me because like I'm abandoning my students during a lockdown, and I managed not to do that. But I was sorely tempted, but like I sort of thought, okay, I mean, if God forbid something happened and there actually was like a threat, would
Right.
I just leave? No, no,
No,
I
of
would
course
not.
not.
So I was like, all right, what do you do? And I was like, okay, so there's, or like if something happened, there's a student, if there was a student who, we abruptly go into a lockdown, it lasts for a long time before they're able to, you know, secure the building and make sure that everybody's safe. What are we going to do? And I'm like, okay, so people form a body shield and there's a trash can. You get a group of people, stand face the other way.
Yeah.
Student who needs to go uses the trash can.
There's your
So,
contingency plan. Yeah.
yep, did not have to do that, thankfully. But that was
Thank
like,
God.
and the principal came by and said, look, if nothing happens, text me. You have my number. And he said, I mean, they said somebody was coming, and I'm like, then somebody didn't come, and I was just like, is there actually an emergency? And she's like, even if that's the case, you can text me. I'm like, okay, that is good to know.
But other than that,
I just, oh my gosh, I wish lockdown drills weren't a thing. I really do.
well, and you know, in a sane country, they wouldn't be, or at least they wouldn't be as
Mm.
frequently. You know, I mean, I
No,
can
no, no. I don't.
like.
I don't think having them less frequently is.
Well, I if we were, like I said, if we were a sane country, particularly as far as our gun laws were concerned, that is to say, if we actually had some that meant anything,
Yeah,
then
I
you
will
know
say that's something that that is one thing that I agree with conservatives on
what's
as far
that?
as gun laws. Before just having more gun laws, we need to actually enforce the ones that we've got. Can we do that? Let's just start there.
Well, but you know, one of the things that would help enforce them would be to have stricter laws at the federal level so that there aren't these different laws from state to state that people can take advantage of.
They're even talk about at the federal level that there is I don't know whether it's a funding issue or just bureaucracy or just lobbying by the NRA that takes the
Mm,
teeth out of some of the agencies or whatever it is. But that would be a great place to start. I think that's reasonable to say let's start there.
yeah.
Am I hard to hear? 255
I
maybe
I
says
can hear
check my
you
mic.
okay, but I mean, are you on the snowball?
I don't know. Well, I remember when I plugged in the earbuds, all of a sudden the sound was gone. Let's see. Dope, 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 dope. It's not. Thank you so much, Zoom. How's that, folks?
That's much better. Good ear, 255 AD. I
See,
thought you sounded
I just
okay, but
sound like me with like slightly, like I sound like, to me, I sound like I have a cold because, I got the earbuds in. And so I sound stuffy to myself.
you
It's just
sound what?
not like stuffy. I sound like I have a head cold.
It's my absolutely cracking stuffy impression. Just spot on.
Well, I mean, you guys have been friends for a long time.
We go way back.
Mhm.
We go way back.
It's impressive.
Impressive that I've maintained a friendship with a stuffed dog for that long.
Well, with anyone, Steve.
Well, it's you know what, it's impressive on
I mean,
Stuffy's
you're
behalf.
difficult to get along with. No offense.
Why would that be offensive? Why would you think that
Well,
that would?
because some people are just incredibly thin-skinned. Speaking of which,
Indeed.
we haven't talked about my birthday and the events of that particular evening.
Okay, let's talk.
I think we're on the same page. Sometimes people just need a smack across the face.
Indeed. Okay, so we're talking about the slap heard around the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's right. Friend, and okay, so here I have two things to say about it. First thing is, I have absolutely no problem whatsoever with what Will Smith did. I am not bothered by it in the least. Second thing is, I don't really get like I sort of look down my nose at because first of all, okay, for the people who think that Will Smith was in the wrong and he shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. We can disagree about that. But what really gets on my nerves are the people who are taking to their fainting couch over it. Like acting like it's not only do they think that Will Smith shouldn't have slapped him, but they're making like, oh, I can't believe it. Oh God, like it's okay. Even if you think he shouldn't have done it, it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. It didn't permanently injure Chris Rock in any way. It's not even the most egregious thing to have happened at or in the vicinity of the Oscars. I hate to tell you. Um, you know, a guy told a joke that pissed off another guy. The pissed off guy got up and smacked the shit out of the guy who told the joke. And as I said, I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. I think he was completely justified. But even if you don't, it's like, please, it's not that big of a deal.
Mm.
So, And
Yeah,
yeah,
Snake Big Cat. It's something that's apparently like at the 2016 Oscars. Oscars. I don't know if it
yeah,
was the Oscars. He made a smart ass remark.
yeah,
Oh, Lee Legal did a video on it.
yeah. I saw that. I haven't watched it yet, but I saw it came up in my feed. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but yeah, I'm sure
And
it's
I'm
good.
just like, yeah, and also I've seen people have pointed out that Nick Lackey, is that really his
Lachey,
name?
Nick Lachey.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. I was like I would get my name, I would go by like, a stage name. My name was Lackey. Lachey, Nick Lachey. Um, hauled off and socked somebody. Don't know why, but we haven't been up in arms. Now, in fairness, it wasn't like Oscars. And that's what like a lot of like I feel like that's a lot of why.
Oh yeah,
Because like, it's I'm trying to think how like how it would be viewed. Um like the difference between football players throwing down in the middle of the field and that, not being sportsmanlike, being frowned upon, versus like the prom court smacking each other at prom. I think there
yeah,
would be, I think the school would make a bigger to do over, the elected by their peers representatives of their class prom court members, the prom king or somebody who didn't win prom king punching whoever did win.
yeah,
Not that
yeah.
not that the prom king would be likely to do that. It's all about the queens. Let's be honest.
Right.
Nobody
Who
cares who
remembers
gets
who the
prom king.
fucking prom king was when they were in
I mean,
school?
shoot, I don't even remember our prom queens.
Well, neither do I, but I never went
Well,
to
in fairness,
prom.
I didn't go, so
Yeah, I
there's
never
that.
did either. So how would I know? I mean,
Well, I mean, it's on the announcements,
and
Steve.
why
Don't you
would I
pay attention to
care?
those?
I didn't pay attention to those. No.
Oh, wow. That's like hitting a woman, Caitlin. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's like,
That's offensive in like 3 or 4 different ways. It's like,
yeah, I know. Like, as a tall woman, I'm offended. Excuse you.
it's like,
No.
yeah. But yeah,
Andrew, Andrew, I would totally do that, but it just makes it so difficult. It's just really, really, it's just not fair. I lose out on so many opportunities. Oh, did I?
I
swear.
What Sarah? What swear did she say? I didn't catch that. It must have gone right by me. See, because I'm so used to you swearing in our private conversations, it's not like it doesn't jump out at me like it might for someone who just knows you through through YouTube.
Yeah. Oh man.
Because she swears all the time off camera.
Not all the time.
It's not.
Not all the time.
It's like
usually when
it's like
people don't push the gas pedal. That's what it's there for. You push it.
It's
faster.
like Eddie,
say the swear. What letter does it start with?
yeah,
Sarah?
what letter does it start with, Sarah? But yeah, it's like when Eddie Murphy was talking about how when he got criticized, when Bill Cosby criticized him for cussing too much on stage, and he was like, I did tell some jokes in between all the swear words. It's not like I just walked out and went, shit, fuck, cocksucker, goddamn, suck my dick. Good night, everybody.
Although, let's be honest, that would have been funnier than Chris Rock's joke.
Yeah, it would have been way funnier than Chris. Actually, pretty much every other joke Chris Rock has ever told was better than that than that fucking joke he told, that G.I. Jane joke. I mean,
oh. Hey, I'm not. See, that's just it. I'm not offended at being called a freakish giant person because I am. And I totally own that. I'm good with it.
Andrew says you said shit.
Oh,
that's a relatively minor swear these days.
I usually go for nonsense.
Ah,
that nonsense that people talk about.
Nonsense. Wow, what a sweet summer child you are, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry that I have
even
that I've crushed you in that way.
Even in a text to someone. Like you can't say, oh, she said shit. Wow.
You
I
are the
just
lovely swearing man. I have infringed upon your
I
territory.
am the lovely swearing man. Yeah.
You are.
Um,
Oh,
two,
oh, I think I've told you this one about the kindergarten who came up and said that so and so said the F word.
oh yes, and it's not. Yeah, and what is the F word in this?
Fart.
Ah, yes, the dreaded F word, fart.
Oh,
255 AD has asked a couple of questions about my trans women in sports video that I put up the other day. The first one is I was very surprised to find out they let women play on men's baseball teams in the 40s.
that's not a question, Steve. Anyway, please continue. Go right ahead. Whatever.
And then the second one is, isn't there a movie about someone trying to set up a women's baseball league while all the men were away fighting in World War II? Yeah, the movie is A League of Their Own, starring
With
Tom Hanks.
Madonna.
Tom Hanks and Madonna
Hilariously,
and
the movie is about women's baseball. It's
and
called A League of Their Own,
and the
starring
lead
Tom Hanks.
the lead is Tom Hanks. But yes, also starring Madonna
Oh.
and Gina Davis and Rosie O'Donnell. It's a really good cast, and it's a fun movie. And yes, that was a real league that was started. I think it was called the All American Girls Baseball League, and it ran during World War II and for a couple years
Can you
afterwards.
imagine if we called like the National League the All American Boys Baseball
I know
League?
it's silly. It's silly. But as far as Jackie Mitchell, who is the young woman who I talked about at the beginning of that video, who played on a men's professional baseball team, yes, it was allowed back then. She played on actually it's the minor league team that still exists in Chattanooga that is close to where you live, Dana.
The
The
Lookouts.
Chattanooga Lookouts, which is still the same franchise since that it was back then. And Jackie Mitchell played, I think she may have only actually played in that one game that was an exhibition game, but she was on the roster and she did play with the boys. And yeah, it was allowed. It was extremely rare. In fact, I think it only ever happened twice. Once was Jackie, and another time was I think sometime in the late 19th century. There was another woman who played on a professional baseball team where everybody else was men. So it didn't happen very often, but it was not against the rules. It was against the rules from 1952 to 1992 in Major League Baseball. But then eventually they repealed the rule because probably somebody said, I think that's illegal. Like, you probably can't just do that. But yeah, so it was incredibly rare, but it did happen from time to time.
Philip, I will point out that you can exclaim a swear. You just put an exclamation point after it and say it louder.
255 AD, an exhibition game is a game that is
when
played.
Everybody's naked.
Yes, exactly. That's an exhibitionist game, by the way.
Good point. My bad.
An exhibition game is a game that is played outside the regular season. So one way to think of it is it's a game that doesn't count. Like and the game in particular, the Lookouts were playing the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees came to Chattanooga and played an exhibition game against the local minor league team. It was an exhibition game because ordinarily those two teams would never actually play each other because they're in completely different leagues and they're completely different levels, even because the Yankees are a major league team. And at the time, the Lookouts were a Class A minor league team. So like they would never interact at all during a regular season, but because it was before the season, they played in an exhibition game just for fun. So there you go. That's what an exhibition game is. Oh, thank you. Jorge says, I love your Batman and Superman videos. What is the live topic? Well, we are going to watch in just a couple of minutes. We're going to watch an episode of the Netflix animated show Hilda. So anybody who is watching, if you would like to watch along with us, which is kind of the idea, please do. We're going to be watching Hilda Season 2, Episode 4, The Eternal Warriors. So go ahead and queue it up on your Netflix, and when we're ready to go, I'll count everybody in, and we can watch it all together. But
255 AD, that's why they made it. They made it against the rules because they didn't want to see naked women. Apparently
not.
Andrew, I'm very curious about this. I really hope they're going to include trans and non-binary people in this to, examine brains, because otherwise you have a real, unless you're like looking at babies, you're going to have a real, the question of, are they male and female brains because of genetics or, baseline physiology, or is it something that's developed, that the brains have been shaped by their experiences of being male and female and in that way. So if they don't include trans and non-binary people, ay, ay, ay. That. So Andrew, does that mean that typical female brains are more voluminous since they have the same number of neurons and they're just like
takes up more skull space?
I'm just curious about this. I'm very sleepy.
255 AD. You mean if they were naked? If it was naked baseball?
Naked.
I think naked baseball would. I don't know. I mean, there are certain things about the way baseball is played that it would either be very different or it would hurt. Because can you imagine sliding into a base if you were buck naked? That would hurt. That would hurt. Or having to dive to make a catch, and does naked mean that you can't have a glove? Like, are we playing barehanded?
Yep, that definitely changes things.
It definitely changes things.
Definitely. Okay, I'm sleepy. Let's start the show.
Let's start the show. All right, everybody. So hopefully everybody has, again, season 2, episode 4 of Hilda queued up and ready to go. Let me make sure I've got the time code up here. So everybody can follow along. And are you ready? Yeah. All right, everybody, here we go. We're going to watch Hilda, season 2, episode 4, The Eternal Warriors. I'll count us in from 3. I'll do 3, 2, 1, play. Push play when I say play. Here we go. You ready? Dana, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I need that extra confirmation.
I got my finger. It's like right on right above the touchpad.
Okay. Okay. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play.
Andrew, they got larger organs. Woohoo!
Yeah.
You're missing out on the bop, Steve.
I mean, just because I'm not bopping doesn't mean I'm missing out.
Yay!
The Eternal Warriors. Oh, there's flying sperms.
Fluffy sperms, too.
Yeah. Well, they've been left out too long. They've grown mold.
Oh, wow. You got a string? That's super. Because, that's...
A junk keeping string.
Yeah.
A junk protecting string.
Well, a junk management string.
A junk management string. I like that.
No.
Contraband animal. Well, Sarah, I'm not in charge of the character design. It wasn't my idea.
Well, Andrew, hopefully they've set their parameters so that you can, what counts. Oh! you.
Huzzah! This boy has trolls on the brain.
Don't be scared. You're talking to David. I'm saying, you don't have bumps in your hair. Hi, Ken.
Oh man, it's just like walking on hot coals. You can't stop. You have to just go from rock to rock.
Aw, poor David.
The bird's just trying to get the bugs out of his hair.
That doesn't make sense. Snake my cat. I can't have pizza anytime because I would eat the bagel and then there wouldn't be more.
I think you've got a neurological injury.
Aw.
The screaming stones? Oh, they sound
Were
lovely.
you not paying attention? Yes.
I guess I wasn't. He seems fine. No shame, David.
Aw.
And he's dead.
And show's over.
Thank you for joining us for the darkest episode yet. No, we're Vikings like now.
Yeah.
Our perspective is a little skewed. Mm-hmm.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm, mm, mm.
And we've been looking for a total coward to test it.
Mm, mm, mm. Good pizza.
Good pizza?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Sounds like a plan.
Because you'll be dead.
You can't be afraid in the grave unless you're still alive, but you won't be, so don't worry. Hey, Black Cover 95.
Mm-hmm.
He's hollow.
Uh-oh. Well, Andrew, who's Kai Alpaca?
Kai Alpaca. That's funny. Show some respect.
Kyle?
I'm talking to Andrew. Kai Alpaca. That's really funny, actually. Kai Alpaca. But I bet they spend a lot on batteries for those light up swords and axes and stuff.
Oh!
Cruddle sticks. The mouth on this kid. And he finds the courage through the power of yacht rock. Excuse me. Black cover, I'm not sure. That it's hard to tell. I love that he screams like Ned Flanders. I love that his bravery includes being open about the kind of music he likes. Yes. And David's killed the bear. All right, start screaming. Swamp Thing's been dieting. $255 AD, I agree. Let me give you a hand.
Weren't you listening?
I'm not explaining this again.
Ingrate. So they're so ungrateful for their deaths.
Hmm. Yeah. Doesn't even flinch. Yeah, 255 AD. It's the one where Kai Alpaca dies. Well, there's your problem. It's a good thing for you your friend was brutally killed. Okay, that's funny. Oh, that might be my favorite joke in the entire show. Oops, all out. Oh, I love it. Oh, he's only been killed twice. I think David just needs to put on those headphones and crank that light
Same.
rock up to a reasonable volume and have a good
Right?
time.
You might damage your hearing.
Exactly. That was a good episode. I mean, I don't think there's been a bad episode that I've seen yet, but that was a particularly good episode. I really like that. Oh my goodness.
Well,
So let's you want to start wrapping up because we're because I know you're sleepy and you want to so
go to bed.
So yeah, I really like that episode.
That one was fun.
I like Sigurd the Swamp Man. I love the ending.
Now that I say it out loud, that does sound kind of dumb.
I love the and honestly, that bit where David gets his head put on backwards and the Swamp Man just Just cuts it back off and he's like, try it again. God, oh, perfection. Absolute perfection. And then the happy ending, isn't that the Vikings
Ooh,
like
me.
yeah, it's not that the Vikings learn to move, they move beyond and resume their lives or whatever. It's no, they figure out, oh, we can kill each other for fun. and
For
just
funsies.
keep bringing ourselves back.
Woo!
255 AD, it's really tough to make a comparison because obviously the Deep Space Nine episode was meant to be dramatic, and this is much more lighthearted. And
Better.
You think this is better? Dana thinks this is better. It's definitely funnier. No, I mean that's not a bad Deep Space Nine episode, but not much of a laugh. Not very not very giving with the ha-has that episode of Deep Space Nine.
So if you're a patron or a channel member, send your questions in to Steve because he is Ask Away on Friday.
Friday.
And next week we have DS9.
We're the season finale of DS9, the season 2 finale of DS9, the Jem'Hadar.
Oh, yeah. And also we might be losing the Netflix might be losing Star Trek stuff.
Yeah, well, because Next Gen is going off Netflix, I think, at the end of this month, and Deep Space Nine will probably not be on it much longer after that. I think after Next Gen goes, DS9 will be the only Star Trek show still on Netflix. So, I mean, it's just whenever that deal expires, I assume. So.
255 AD. I know you didn't ask me. No, I liked this.
Yeah.
Oh, and then after the Ask Away on the next day, it is Saturday 6.
Saturday 6. Absolutely.
Also, don't forget to look at the charity links page and help people. Very important.
And don't forget Dana's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Dana Cole Dares.
Leave me comments.
Leave her comments. Watch her videos. And also,
I shot a video today. You'll be able to tell because I have the brown dress on and the necklace, but I also have a little flowery shirt on that I'm not wearing right now because I didn't wear it.
And also your Patreon, patreon.com/Dana Cole Dares.
And you can hear me swear a lot.
Yeah, not just a random, not just saying shit.
Not just a random oopsie.
Oopsie.
I'm tired. Whoopsie. Oh, we decided, by the way. So we have the wee woo wagon.
Yes, the wee woo wagon. Yes, you want to explain
the
terminal?
bus.
Okay.
So my daughter apparently refers to an ambulance as the wee woo wagon. It's like, well, then what's a fire truck? And we decided that was the bus.
Right.
And then so today we heard some sirens. And I was like, oh, that sounds like it's we wagon in the bus. She said, well, what are the cops? And so I had to think about it.
Excellent question.
And I decided it was the whoop sedan.
The whoop sedan. Oh, I love that.
I know. It took me a while because I was looking for something alliterative. But then I decided, bus is not alliterative. I was like, okay, so I'm like, but there we go. So.
Wow. So now there's a not.
She is 255 AD. She is. However, she has a wicked sense of humor.
Yeah,
she has her sense of humor leaves mine in the dust. She is so funny.
I mean, I wouldn't quite go that far, but she is. Because I think you're really funny, but she is like the thing about her that I kind of admire is that it's like she's a prodigy. Like she's just funny. Like she's just funny. Me. She has like you have, like I would like to think I have, like Jason has, like most people who are genuinely funny have, in the actual literal sense of the term. She has a sense of humor, whether she realizes it or not, even if it's just like intuitive. Like she has a sense. Usually when people say so and so has a good sense of humor, they just mean, oh, they laugh at shit. Right. That's like the casual usage. Oh, they have a good sense. That means they laugh at shit. There's lots of people who have absolutely abysmal senses of humor, but they'll laugh at something if they think it's funny. But she has a really, really, really great sense of humor. So anyway, shall we call the festivities to a close. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's a shorter stream than usual, but Dane is tired, and plus it's only like a 20-minute show we're watching. So anyway, I'll see you Friday for Ask Away. Dana will see you Saturday on her channel for the Saturday 6, and then we will be back here together a week from tonight for another Trek Reluctantly, where we will watch the season 2 finale of Deep Space Nine, the Jem'Hadar. So take care, everybody, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, folks.